Welcome back, guys, to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, where we continue onwards with our, well, trial case, you would say, a trial indeed, as Mr. Sahwit is about to be put on the ropes as we know that he's committed the crime thanks to the flashback, and we found the contradiction in his statement, as Cindy's autopsy report here says that you can see the body at 1 PM if the time of death didn't happen until the future past that. So let's start poking at these lies and saying such things as objection! Objection!
Objection!
Says it the second time round. You found the body at 1 PM. You sure? Yes, it was 1 PM for certain. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes the time of death at some time after 4 PM. There was no body to find at 1 PM. How do you explain this 3-hour gap? Indeed, that's a squirm and a half. Oh, that. Oh,
Objection!
Hello, Mr. Screechy Prosecutor. This is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time. After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. Mr. Sahwit, why were you so certain that you found the body at 1 PM? Gee, that's a really good question. Great job, Wright. Way to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See through one, and their whole story falls apart. Wait, I remember now. Would you care to give your testimony again? Right then, witness testimony, the time of discovery. You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Well, again, I think you've got it here. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a tape program. That's why I thought it was 1 PM. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. And as you can see, poke a hole in one lie and things get a lot worse for the witness. I see. You heard a voice saying the time on a tape program. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Right. You know what to do. Got this one. Indeed. This one's pretty simple. It's just choosing the right point to push. Right. So, you see, when I found the body, I heard the time. Well, this one's probably not it. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. It was 3 hours off, wasn't it? And, like, tape program. And you're kind of like, you heard it from the television during a evidence time? Are you sure it's a television and not a radio? Well, no, I guess it might have been a radio. Incidentally, there was no radio on the premises. There was only one large television. Right, I can't put my finger on it, but something about this seems fishy. Something about hearing the television. The witness has testified. He heard the time. Yeah, but it was off, because we know that he can't have heard the television because of this. The blackout record, which says the electricity to Mrs. Stone's building was out from noon to 6 PM on the day of the crime. So for that I say, objection!
Objection!
Hold it right there! The prosecution has said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery. And this record proves it! You couldn't have heard a television. Or a video. Yeah! And he's wearing a wig as well? The defense has a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Sahwit? No, I find it quite puzzling myself. Quite. Wait, I remember now. Mr. Sahwit, the court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. That, and you seem rather distraught. My apologies, Your Honor. It must have been the shock of finding the body. Very well, Mr. Sahwit. Let's hear your testimony once more, please. And so another testimony comes, but he's well on the squirm. Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, Murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw. Huh? You saw a clock? I guess that would explain it. The defense may cross-examine the witness. Gladly. Right, it's time to press again here. Actually, I didn't hear the time, I saw it. So let's get pressing and figure out what we're doing from here. That strikes me as a very suspicious mistake. I know we've seen the statement that went, huh? In my mind, but still. I hope it went, huh, in yours. Yes, I can see how you'd be a little doubtful. I'm really sorry. I only just remembered that table clock. A table clock? There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Was there? We haven't been in there. A table clock? Was there a clock at the scene? Was there a table at the scene? This is the first I've heard of it. Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim.
Hold it!
The murder weapon? Yes, the table clock that was used as a weapon. That's what I just said. Did you doze off in the middle of my testimony or something? So, wait a second. 1, you know it's a clock, and 2, you know it's... You don't have to have first hand, like, on it. Yeah, this is stupid now. Did you just doze off in the middle of my testimony or something? Something's fishy here. Indeed, that must have been what I saw. Well, we're going back here because something's very fishy. So we're going to click on present. And this is just a very heavy statue of the thinker. Right. Well, we're going to present the murder weapon, I think, against that statement, all in all, to try and figure out more. Because it's not... It's just a statue.
Objection!
Indeed. Wait just a moment. The murder weapon wasn't a clock. It was the statue. Now, how is this supposed to be a clock? What? You with your objections and your evidence. Just who do you think you are? Just answer the question, Mr. Sahwit. Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock. Your Honor, if I may. Yes, Mr. Payne. As the witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch. You just tilt it and it says the time out loud. As it doesn't look like a clock, I submitted it as a statue. My apologies. I see. So the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears that the witness's testimony was correct. This is a clock. Do you have any problems with his testimony now? Yes. Very yes. Your Honor, there is a gaping hole in the witness's testimony. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hand. Because there's no way we knew. Yet the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Clearly a contradiction. Indeed. The witness knew it was a clock because he went into the apartment or knew the victim. Well, went into the apartment. Let's place him at the scene of the crime. You're lying, basically. You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder. Oh yeah? Prove it! Prove I went in there! I'll do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her! You struck her with a clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard. Order in the court! Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Sahwit, the sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. That voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time.
Objection!
What are you objecting? What's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture. No, it's good conjecture. It's our conjecture. Our conjecture can stand. Baseless? Just look at the witness's face. Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with a clock? That day, I never... Look, the clock, I heard, no, I mean, I saw... Why you throw that in my face? Shut up, I hate you! It was him, I tell you! I saw him! He killed her, and he should burn! Burn! Give him death!
Order! Order in the court, I say!
Your Honor, a moment, please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defense's claims.
Mr. Wright,
Your Honor?
you claim the sound the witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence?
The whole case is riding on this. I'd better think it through carefully, yes. Your Honor, the sound Mr. Sahwit heard was definitely this clock. A fact which is clear if you simply examine the clock's batteries, ask the neighbours, or try sounding the clock. I think try sounding the clock's the best way. Let's sound the clock now, here in this court. Your Honor, may I have the clock? I ask the court to listen very carefully. I think it's 8:25. That certainly is a strange way to announce the time. Well, here's the finger, after all.
So, we've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright?
Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is now? It's 11:25. Ack! Oh, so something's going on with the time difference. As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Sahwit heard and the actual time of death. So, Mr. Sahwit, try to talk your way out of this one. Ha! 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 You forgot one thing!
Uh-oh. What's he talking about now?
While it may seem like that clock is running 3 hours slow, it proves nothing! How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, you don't have a case!
He's right! How am I going to prove that?
Damn it, I was so close!
Mr. Wright, it seems you lack the critical evidence to support your claim.
Yes, Your Honor.
This means I cannot let you indict the witness. Unfortunately, this ends the cross-examination of Mr. Frank Sahwit.
I come all the way down here to testify and look what happens! You treat me like a criminal! A criminal! You lawyers are all slime!
Grr, I almost had him.
Sorry, Larry. I failed you. There's nothing I can do about it now. Not so fast, Mr. Sahwit. Oh, hello. Chief. Listen up, Wright. Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Think. But Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that. Well, yes. But that doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking out of the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason and you'll have your proof. Right? Can you think of a reason as to why the clock would be 3 hours slow? This is the time where the court record comes in here. So, when in doubt, obviously this was a battery clock, so the blackout would do nothing to affect the time, plus the blackout was on then. Sydney's autopsy report won't reveal anything either. If in doubt though, you look at the evidence and you go to the bit you haven't used. The victim apparently arrived home from Paris on 7:30 the day before the murder. So what? Well, 7:30. I mean, you know what I mean. 30th of the 7th. But that date structure completely gets me. But what we're looking at here is, can you think of a reason why the clock would be 3 hours slow? Would possibly be, and I don't think it is 3 hours between. Oh, depending on where this is actually fictionalizedly based. Is it in Japan? Is it in America? Is it somewhere like that? 3 hours is not really the time difference between there and Japan. That's more along the lines of, like, Greece maybe? But still. Between Greece and Paris, I'd say. But it's got to be the passport. A time delay. Wait. Maybe I can prove it. You must have evidence somewhere that can prove it, right? Find it and let them have it.
Well, Mr. Wright, You say the clock was already running slow on the day of the murder. Have you found evidence to support this claim?
Of course. There is a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove my claim beyond a doubt. Ha! Tough words. Let's see you pull this one off.
Let's see this evidence that proves why the clock was running slow.
Right then, the passport is what we're presenting here, so as we say, and hope it works first time, object! Oh no, different one. Take that! No, take that! It doesn't like me, does it, this game? Take that?
Take that!
The victim had just returned home from abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. Okay, 9 hours. And it's 4 p.m. here. Ah, backwards. It's 1 p.m. the next day there. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead in her apartment was wrong. Proof enough for you, Mr. Sahwit. Or should I say, Mr. Didit. He foamed at the mouth, vomited, and then died. Oh well.
Instant justice. Order! Order, I say! Well, this case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected. Mr. Payne, your witness?
He was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor.
Very well. Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor.
I have to say, I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly and find the true culprit at the same time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
At this point, this is only a formality, but this court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts. The words we want to see, not guilty. And with that, this court is adjourned.
It turns out that Frank Sahwit was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of the house. That day. When Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Sahwit let himself in to do his dirty work. While he was searching her place, the victim returns. Flustered, Mr. Sahwit grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find. So we move on to just a little bit later in the day, 2:32. In the lobby once again. Phew, I still can't believe we won. Right, good job in there. Congratulations. Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you. Not at all, not at all. You fought your own battles in there. It's been a while since I've seen a trial end on such a satisfying note. I've never seen the Chief looking this happy. If she's this glad, imagine how Larry must feel.
My life is over.
Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now?
Ah, Nick. Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon.
Good. Wait, no, I mean bad. Bad.
Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed. But my Cindy Windy's gone, man. Gone forever.
Larry, she was a... Nah, never mind. Congratulations, Harry. Harry? Yes, you. I can practically see the headlines now. Harry Butts. Innocent. Getting nearer to Harry Butts at the moment. Thanks. I really owe you one. I won't forget this, ever. Let's celebrate. Dinner, movie, my treat. Oh, no, I couldn't. Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook. Oh, hey. Here, take this. It's a present. A present? For me? Wait, wasn't this the evidence that... Actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and one for me. Really? You? You made this? Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento. Yo, Nick. Can you believe it? I was so into that chick. And she was just playing me for a fool. Don't that make you want to just cry? Larry, are you so sure? Excuse me? I think she thought quite a lot of you, in her own way. Nah, you don't gotta sympathize with me, it's okay. Oh, I'm not just sympathizing, really. Isn't that right, Wright? Don't you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she felt about him? Huh? Oh, yeah, right! What the heck is she talking about? Right then, if anything's to prove it, considering the rest is all other stuff, it's gotta be this and the fact that she still kept hold of it. Even though, you know, wasn't a sugar daddy, was kind of average Joe Schmo.
Take that!
Indeed. Check this out, Larry. Proof positive you weren't just some chump to her. Huh? What about that clock? This is the clock you made for her, Larry. And she took it with her when she travelled. Whatever, she probably just needed a clock, that's all. You think so? It's a pretty heavy clock to take travelling. Well, make of it what you will. Hey, Nick. I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Really, I am. Thanks. Hope that made him feel a little better. Right? I hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realize things change depending on how you look at them. People, too. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can do is believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Right. Listen, learn, grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. Well, I think our work here is done. Shall we be off? Yeah, I guess so. Say, how about dinner? On me. We'll drink a toast to innocent butts. Yeah, indeed. Oh, speaking of Harry, you were saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him. Yeah, part at least. You'll have to tell me more about it sometime. Maybe over drinks. And so, my first trial came to a close. Harry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends." But I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay us, unless you count the clock he gave me, eh? I didn't know it then. But that clock was soon going to be at the center of another incident. And my promise to tell the chief about me and Larry would be one promise that I wouldn't be able to keep. And so with that, a brand new episode has been added. Turnabout Sisters has appeared, but we will continue on with that next time you see me for more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. I'll see you then for more, as we've wrapped up our tutorial case, but still we've got much learning to do, so you can guess much learning will come as we get on with the next case. I'll see you around. Bye-bye.